What if I told you that most supplements are either overhyped, overpriced, and every stack that you have seen is most likely overhyped and even just plain useless? In this video, I will show you my top best 5 supplements that you need for muscle growth, recovery, joint recovery, health, and long-term well-being. Let's go. I first want to point out that I am sponsored by a supplement company, which is called Nutrimuscle or Nutrimuscle. The supplement company has been created in 1993, so it's actually older than me. It's 32-year-old, and I've been using it since my beginning, 13 years ago. It is one of the best top world company ever for supplement, and I'm very happy to be sponsored by them. But this video will not be about it. I will just show you normal products that you can get anywhere, and about the recommendation for quality, label, etc. It is actually for you to either make the research or to ask someone who already has the answer. But it will not be a gigantic ad for this supplement company, okay? Now let's go. First up, let's go with creatine monohydrate, which is the king of natural performance enhancement. Creatine is stored in muscles as phosphocreatine and is used to generate ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is your primary energy currency during high-intensity work. There are hundreds of studies that confirm its benefit. It basically increases your strength and power output, it gives a better muscle fullness due to more intracellular water, and it improves recovery and cognitive function. In a 2017 position paper, the ISN concluded that creatine is the most effective supplement available for strength and muscle mass. In a meta-analysis graph from Ronson and Volek in 2003, you basically can gain about 1 to 2 kg more in a few months in lean body mass compared to a placebo. The dose, 3 to 5 grams per day. That's it. There is no loading phase that is needed, which is often 15 to 20 grams, and you actually just need to understand that it is cheap, safe, and effective. If you want more information about this, I can make a full video just dedicated for creatine. Let me know in the comments. Second stop, protein powders. It's not magic, it's not miraculous, it's just convenient. If you eat your daily protein needs from food, you're golden. But for busy people who have poor appetites, or even people that want a pretty cheap and effective way to get their protein, well, shakes help you stay consistent. Whey protein is particularly well studied. It is fast digesting, it is rich in leucine, and it is highly bioavailable. And most importantly, it is quite easy nowadays to find high quality whey protein that you can digest safely. In a study of Tipton and colleagues in 2007, they compared whey versus casein for muscle protein synthesis, and basically whey showed a higher spike of muscle protein synthesis compared to slower digestive protein. Also, what you need to remember is to aim for 1.6 up to 2.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, with an average of 2.2 grams. So, protein powder is a gap filler, not a crutch. Bonus spot, if you are lactose intolerant and there is no possibility for you to digest any way that you have ever tried, you can go for a few supplemental options. The first one is to try to get all your protein intake from whole food. If it's not possible, you can try pretty expensive one, at least slightly expensive one, which is called isolate whey, and you should be able to digest it with no problem. If it's still a problem, or if you do not want to try it, you can go for egg protein. And if really this is not something that you can digest and assimilate properly, you can go for vegan protein, especially the one with enriched soy protein, or the vegan ones that are blends of rice and pea protein powders. Third in my list is vitamin D, which is actually the most underrated performance enhancer supplement. Technically speaking, it is not even a vitamin, it is a hormone, and it has a huge role to play with testosterone regulation, immune system support, and muscle function and recovery. In a study in 2011, Pitts and colleagues showed that low vitamin D is linked to low testosterone and poor performance. The catch? Up to 70 to 80% of the first world population is deficient in that same vitamin. In one study of Close and colleagues in 2013, correcting the deficiency led to significant improvement in muscle strength. Your ideal blood level should be between 40 and 60 nanograms per millimeter, but they can actually be also higher and still be healthy. Just be careful to not overdose. Speaking of dose, supplement with as little 2,000 international units daily and up to 8,000 international units or more if you are under medical supervision or if you really have a huge deficiency. My fourth one is glucosamine and chondroitin. Actually, there are two different supplements, but today you have a pretty easy time now to find them as a duo, and they actually synergize very well into the other. So if joint pain is holding you back, this combo might help. They are naturally found in cartilage, and supplementing them help reduce inflammation and slow joint degradation. In a study of Clegg and colleagues in 2006, they tried to study glucosamine and chondroitin supplementation for knee osteoarthritis. And in that trial, it was as effective as painkillers and anti-inflammatory medication to cure moderate to severe joint pain. But not only that, in long-term usage, which is categorized as 6 months and plus, it actually helps preserve joint structure, and especially in lifters with years of heavy training, while slowing the joint degradation. If you are asking about the dose, well, it depends. You can see improvement with as little as 500 mg per day of both glucosamine sulfate and chondroitin sulfate, but you can go as high as 2 grams or 2,000 mg per day on both. The most important thing here to remember is to actually take it long term. It is something that if you take it, will not do anything overnight, but as the day passes, as the week passes, around the 3 to 6 weeks mark, most people will report an immediate improvement and overall feeling of joint health, the knee, the elbow, the back, the shoulder, whatever. And if you go past and beyond the 6 months up to 12 months mark, it basically is on a snowballing effect, and it will basically keep helping your body. What is even more interesting is that for any kind of reason, you actually have to stop, or you may have ordered the supplement bottle a little too late and you actually have to wait maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before getting it. Well, the snowballing effect that you created for taking it so long will actually keep going. And you do not need to take it for a little while before it actually starts to really slow down and then totally stop. So this supplement is like the backbone and the support that you need to take daily and basically forget about it, except that you need to take it daily. And it is actually amazing that we also have more study showing that long-term supplementation is extremely healthy, no risk, and in the highest degree of joint problem, a huge helper and booster for everyday life, things, sport, physical activity, and so on and so forth. So it is not a miracle cure, but a quite solid insurance for your knees, your hip, your elbows, your back, your shoulder, your whole body, basically. Lastly, I want to talk about another combo, which is ZMB, zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B6. While the original ZMA is pretty overstated as a testosterone booster, these minerals are essential for performance, especially when you're sweating hard, you're dieting, or training very, very intensively. And if you're doing bodybuilding, you are. In a pretty old study, but a pretty good one at that, Prasad and colleagues in 1996 found that zinc and magnesium deficiency were linked to reduced testosterone and performance. Zinc is a mineral that supports testicular function and immune defense. Magnesium is another micro who aids with sleep quality, recovery, and muscle contraction. B6 assists neurotransmitter and energy metabolism. Zinc is also a mild aromatase inhibitor, which is the enzyme that takes your testosterone and convert it into estrogens. And it is also a mild prolactin inhibitor, which is a hormone that is on the stress aspect or spectrum of the hormones that is linked with low testosterone and increased stress level, or at least any kind of effect you can have with low testosterone. And furthermore, B6, which is nice with zinc and magnesium, is also a prolactin inhibitor. So I think you start to really understand why this combo is actually so good. If you have decreased test, poor recovery, and pretty bad sleep, this will be good for you. And if you want resilience, focus, and better hormone health, this is also for you. Furthermore, you have to remember that most of the first world population is deficient in magnesium. Like for vitamin D, more than 80% is. And for zinc, it's basically 1 man out of 2. Finally, for B6, it is not really something that is easy to have as a deficiency, especially when you're eating good but it can still happen, and a little boost has never hurt anyone. Regarding the dosage, zinc is supposed to be in between 15 to 30 milligrams per day. You can go a little higher, but you have to have very specific reason to do so. And magnesium is recommended to use in between 200 and up to 400. But there are cases of people that go way above that and almost up to 1 gram per day and still have huge amount of benefits from it. So you choose, but be careful. And for B6, 10 to 20 milligrams per day. Now, regarding the quality of this supplement, there are a few things to help you. With creatine monohydrate, if you're living into Europe, we have a label which is called CREAPUR. It means that 99.9% of the creatine you will buy will be just that. And there is just that 0.01% of either empty matter or something else. So if you want a really good thing going on with your creatine, check the CREAPUR label. If you're in the US, micronized is a good one that you can check out, or just check for any kind of other label or certifications that allows you to be sure that it is actually creatine, monohydrate at that, and that it is just creatine. For vitamin D, the thing is that it is a liposoluble vitamin, which means that it needs fat to digest. So if you take vitamin D in supplementation, either you have to buy soft gel, which have fat inside. The best one would be olive oil, or you need to have a meal with your vitamin D, and this meal should be containing fat, so eggs, olive oil, butter, fish, etc., etc. Make sure to not just take it outside of a meal and without a food source, a fat source, okay? For whey protein powder, it kind of been tricky, but to be synthetic, you basically need it to be lactose-tolerant, and it needs to be done by milk, okay? Not cheese. It shouldn't be made with cheese depot or deposition. It should be done with what we call in French the petit lait, which is basically when you open a yogurt, you have this kind of more solid thing that is going on that often stay on the cap. This is the prime source material for whey, okay? So make sure it is actually whey that is called native whey from milk, not cheese. And for zinc, magnesium, and B6, you basically need them to be from sources that are bioavailable. For magnesium, it's quite easy. It's either glycinate or bisglycinate or citrate. Then that's all. If you have something like oxide, this is something that is most likely going to upset your stomach. And if you have chloride, same thing. For zinc, it needs to be gluconate or citrate. Okay, these are the best one most of the time to properly assimilate it. And for B6, it should be pyroxide, I think the name is. So yeah, that's quite simple. Oh, and for glucosamine and chondroitin, it needs to be from trusted sources. Most of the time it will be done with cartilage from seafood. So it can be from fish, it can be from crabs, it can be from anything. But you need to make sure that it is actually something traceable and that the label is assuring you for proper quality. Thank you so much for watching. This video is now over. Like, share, subscribe. Comment, please, what are your top best supplement, and I'll make sure to check and respond. Thank you so much. See you very soon. Bye-bye. Take care.